What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome in, everybody. We about to be cooking with the realest on the internet. Oh, I'm first. I'm gonna be first. Let's go. A boat swimming pool. Get in. Come on. You're good. Oh, it ain't very deep, huh? So you ain't got to worry about drowning. You hear me? Where's your toys? You don't bring no toys with you?
Dad, can you bring my graphical favorite source and source I got from Franklin?
Where is that? What play is that? Hey, welcome in everybody. This is Cooking with the Real. It's your host, with hostess with the mostest, cooking up the bestest on the grill, cat in the hat. We just Memorial Day weekend, ladies and gentlemen. We're just gonna bullshit, talk some football. Discord is open for anyone that wants to hop up in here and just talk football. Could be Dolphins football, Steelers football. Got my dad in the house. We're gonna fill him in on what the Steelers might or might not be getting done this year. You know, that Aaron Rodgers who got signed, $25 million, could get up to $25 million, depending on how he performs this year. But I do think that they are looking in a much better they're in a much better spot than they were last year, considering they went and picked up Michael Pittman Jr. So that was a good addition to them. Let me know what all y'all are gonna be cooking up on the grill for Memorial Day weekend. As you can already see, I tossed some ribs on the grill. They've been marinating since about 6 o'clock last night. Oh, look, yeah, you found the leak. That's easy to fix those. So yeah, the ribs they've been marinating since about 6 o'clock last night, so a little over about 20 hours or so. And then we also got some chicken marinating in there, some prosciutto asparagus, some corn on the cob. It's all gonna be getting cooked up while we cook up these hot takes. So make sure y'all smash that subscribe. We're almost at 500 subscribers. We got a Mike Gesicki autograph photo that's going out to one of you. But let's get into the Steelers, man. Let's get into the Steelers. Because they're in a prime spot right now. Well, I'm talking away from the other. What's up, bud? Where they at? Athens?
And also, can you bring my Napa source? The Napa source is in the bathroom, but most sources, fine sources, are in fine, fine, purple things. My bathroom is source.
Oh, right.
And
I'm working with it. I'm good. Get it. Get it. I'm gonna go get this dinosaur for this kid, and then we'll be back to bust it down on what the Pittsburgh Steelers are gonna be looking like in 2026.
of your I think you got fear of snakes in one of them. Oh, it's so true. And if anything gonna be put sharks in here, I'm not getting in here. I'm not putting the guys put sharks. Dinosaur. Can you get him, Dad?
Dinosaurs, dinosaurs, dinosaurs galore. I don't know which one is that is which. You're the dinosaur expert, my guy. Okay. Here, we'll put him up there in the cage. Got them both ready to go. It's interesting. I swear to God. You need to grow up and quit being a Hey, it's okay. It's okay, man. Your way always, baby. There you go, bro. Anyways, Pittsburgh Steelers this year in a division where they snuck away with the win last year, beating the Baltimore Ravens at the end of the season to win the division. They have a better chance of winning the division this year. I do think Cincinnati is going to be a little bit better, but the Baltimore Ravens themselves are not going to be the same Baltimore Ravens that we're used to seeing. Why you can't get there? You're in the cage. I know and I understand that they got their head coach over there, Jesse Minter, and I don't not have faith in Jesse Minter, but I don't have faith in the coaches that he has with him. So we look at the defensive side. Jesse Minter is a defensive guy, defensive coordinator, and he says that he plans on following the defense. Well, they have Anthony Weaver over there. Anthony Weaver was with Baltimore before he was with the Miami Dolphins. He did not do well with the Miami Dolphins, and I do suspect that with this new OC that Baltimore has, you can go check him out. He's only a total of 4 years going into this. So, and you're asking this young guy to coach up veterans like Mark Henry or Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, like Jesse Minter's gonna have to keep an eye on the offense. So you're gonna have situations where Anthony Weaver is gonna be calling the defense, and Minter's gonna rely on Anthony Weaver to call that defense. Stand up. They just stand up. What is great?
Dinosaurs, when they're in water, they usually this.
But they gotta breathe. They breathe air, not water. They've got
Under the water.
I go.
Up the door.
Here, put him up on the stairs. Got a little picnic pool going on there. Got the boat flipped over, filled up with water. Gotta make do, right? Hot out here. Poor man's bathtub. Hot out here in Florida. So yes. So with that being said about the Baltimore Ravens, I do see them taking a step back, which gives the opportunity for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Aaron Rodgers came out 2 weeks ago and said that this is going to be his last season. but we'll see how that goes. Mike McCarthy, new head coach over there, defensive guy, so their defense should look better, right? Their defense should look better, and the offense they should look better too. Michael Pittman on one side, DK Metcalf on the other side, two big body receivers to go up and catch those balls at the high point. Um, and Aaron Rodgers, he's a great commander of the football team. Like, you got to give it to him. He's one of the best. Slaying the rod.
Sure. Spinosaurus is a aggressive hunter that stands on two legs and can also go on land in the water.
Play football.
When it,
They need to play football too. Miami needs to defense. Miami might have a good defense, and that might be. See, that's the question, right? OTAs, and that's the big thing that's going around right now in the community, Dolphins community, Falcons community. Go ahead and speak up, right? Because the Falcons are out here showing clips of Tua Tagovailoa tossing the rock and scoring touchdowns and all of this, and we're seeing touchdowns from Miami, but they're coming from pick sixes, interceptions, so it's like, chime in, Falcon fans, chime in, fans. Like, should we worry about this? There was a clip from the Cleveland Browns. One of the Cleveland Browns coaches was talking about Shador Sanders throwing picks in OTAs, and he's like, man, this guy's out here throwing picks on 7-on-7s. This guy's garbage. What's going on? But then there's other people that'll look at it like, this is the time where you want to make these mistakes, right? You want to make these mistakes in OTAs. But at the same time, it's 7-on-7. Like, I look at it from that aspect. It's like, don't have no fish in the water, though. Bro, you can't connect to your receivers in these types of situations. What makes me think that you're going to be able to do it in real time?
yeah, but it can't be any human because humans are alive today. And we need to.
Alive today, we know. There's parts of the world nobody's been in. So we don't know if there's a few left hiding out in the middle of the somewhere. Look at the alligators and turtles. They've been around for thousands of years. All these guys are gonna be so good. See that Mortosaurus? Wait, you see how his spine was? Mortosaurus turned into an alligator. And we got the other picking on that one. We're gonna put the corn on the cob and the husk on that one. I'll put some prosciutto asparagus on this one. It's hot out here in Florida, ladies and gentlemen. It's hot. Hot. Let me know where y'all representing from. What y'all doing for Memorial Day weekend? What y'all cooking up? What y'all got planned? Happy Memorial Day to you too, guys. See, they got this back, but I unfortunately am going to have to go into work tomorrow, but it'll probably be quick. That one little account I had set it up last week, not realizing that this Monday would be Memorial Day weekend, so that's my fault there. But no big deal. Only takes me a little bit. Get it done early in the morning, hopefully. Wow. Y'all can't see me. I gotta fix my camera. That's what I'm trying to do. Y'all keep seeing me walking back and forth into the thing. I'm trying to fix my camera. I might have to put it up on something.
So the Mosasaurus only splashes out of the water and goes back in because it's an aquatic reptile. That means it's a reptile that has. I mean, it's a dinosaur, but
I think that'll be better. Right, ladies and gentlemen? Can see it? Can see it all? Oh, good. What you keep the last for a minute? I'm gonna pick them. Is it ready to go? Is it going to go?
You're gonna go in the water now, Grandpa?
Right, all right. All right. So yeah, so it's definitely hit or miss with Miami Dolphins OTAs right now. Like you can look at it from a positive standpoint, but also too like I can definitely make an argument that like the amount of picks that we've got so far this year in OTAs, it can be concerning. More so for the offense than the defense, right? I mean, if you're looking at it from a defensive standpoint, you look at this and you're like, man, this is actually pretty promising. Sounds really good. Like we got a good defense that's out there getting picks. What's up, bro? What's good, man? Oh, we just chilling, you know. Got the football talk going, got the grill going, neighbor rolling up. Yeah, we got a little redneck pool going on too, man. Huh?
Grandpa, dude.
Got something on the
Oh,
bro, what you doing, man?
shit, my bad.
Put your trunks on.
Drunk on? Why?
Yeah, go get the pool.
Yeah, it's already cool in the house.
I was actually just talking about what we were talking about yesterday with the picks and OTAs so far, and like how we're seeing like the Falcons posting video of Tua throwing bombs and TDs to Drake London and Kyle Pitts and stuff, and we're seeing from our side we're seeing picks and pick sixes. Granted, two of the picks came from Gronowski, like the undrafted guy we got, but two of the picks did come from Willis too. So it's like one of the pick sixes. Actually, was it both of the pick sixes came from? No, one of the pick sixes came from Malik Willis. It's like I know you were talking about that a little bit. So,
You know, like I said before, though, you need to throw picks, man, to see where everybody at. You know what I'm saying?
did you see the clip from the Browns coach talking about Shador Sanders, where he was like, "Oh, this man is garbage. He's throwing interceptions and 7-on-7s and."
Oh yeah, I seen that. It wasn't just him throwing picks. The only person that didn't throw no picks in that was Deshaun,
Right.
was Watson.
Yeah.
But you know, like Watson's a seasoned vet, though. You know what I'm saying? That's different. Somebody that's been through OTAs. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's like, how should I explain it?
Season, like as far as age goes, yes, but like he hasn't played in 4 years.
Yeah, but that's not really playing. They're throwing the ball with no contact. That's different, man. Yeah, that throw. You know what I'm saying? That's like teaching somebody how to draw or something. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to do that automatically. But it's winter time for competition, and like the coach said, a perfect example. He has the great physicalness.
Okay.
Did you hear what the coach said? He had the great physicalness. You know what I'm saying? He's physical as hell. That's all he showed. Like he could get out the pocket, he could make those throws.
Talking about who at that point?
Deshaun, he was like, Deshaun is very physical. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I mean, he's got to prove it this year. Like the last time he hit the field, right? In my opinion, like he didn't do great. He ended up
well, the thing with Deshaun is,
benched, or did he get injured?
yeah, with that offense, that system, that style, he just came from the Houston style, which was totally different from what Stefanski, whatever his name is, he ran.
Yeah.
So with that, I think that style with Montclair is better for him. Like he's looking better right now because he's a vet. Like he's been through, like you know what I'm saying, OT. I seen what he did with Georgia. Seen what he did with the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? He give you that free space to if you want to throw the ball.
So he was the OC with the Ravens.
Yeah.
He was the OC with the Ravens.
Yeah.
He's the coach of the.
Yeah, the
Okay,
Browns.
so that makes a lot of sense. Going back to the whole fact that Pittsburgh Steelers could walk away with this division.
Yeah.
You know, Browns are in that division too. You know what I mean?
And you know what? It should be easy for Pittsburgh because Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers,
History
they
together.
have history. You know where, you know what I'm saying? What's the coach, Pittsburgh coach last year? What's his name? Thomason. He's more of a defensive guy. You know what I'm saying? So that chemistry is
He's
different.
also, like, I take Tomlin too. You say Tomlinson. It's Tomlin.
Tomlin, yeah.
I take Tomlin too as like one of those types of guys that it's like he's pretty set in his ways too. He doesn't really want to evolve or change anything.
Yeah, facts.
He's like, we've always run it like hard nosed,
Yeah.
mouth, like
Yeah.
in your
Some
face.
coaches, you know, if they believe in their system, that's the system they're gonna go by. Especially he had a losing season, so statistically he's good. You get on here, man.
How they are not. Is the front half of the well, hot out here in Florida, man. That's hot. How we like it? How I like it. I don't know. It's a little hot. But I got some. Yeah. I got that pre-roll. You want to have pre-roll? Yeah, you want to smoke it? Target? You know, target. Yeah. That's for the ranch.
I got you. I'm gonna get you some.
I'll get as long as you get me high. I don't care. I don't care. I can agree with anything you that we can. Anything goes. Whatever. I can agree. Tina, out on that line right now. We're not the only one. Oh, I know. We ain't the only one motherfucker smoking joint either. So don't worry about it. Memorial Day, we're having a good time. Right, Kate?
Yeah.
Are you glad Grandpa filled the boat up?
Yeah.
It's bigger in the bathtub, huh? Got all kinds of rooms in there.
Bigger than my bathroom.
Don't get it. Sometimes it's cheaper if you put the bathtub in there. Now. But yeah, I guess where most of the seats are, Tina, you need to talk around them things. But, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Wait, no, I put it on the grill. So yeah, so we got it on the grill. Anyway, so yeah, so we were talking Cleveland Browns wide open. Like they could be coming up in that division. Bengals, we know the Bengals are good. It really depends on Joe Burrow. Whether Joe Burrow can stay healthy, even though they got Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco has proven that you can literally he can literally just take that ball and sling it to DeMar Chase 60 times a game, and he's going to catch it at least 30 of them. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Just has been checking out clips. The thing's looking pretty good so far. Remember Norwegian family members that served in World War One, II, and Pearl Harbor. Need to go check the library and print off the genealogy. It's pretty interesting. A lot of military background. Currently high as F on Sunset Sherbert from the chat. And so, Liz. Crazy Dolphin, what's good, my guy? How you doing today? Happy Memorial Day. They're going to see what it's saying. Hit that like. That's glad support the channel. That's not run. See what you see. Yeah, no rush. No rush, crazy dolphin. No rush. We gonna be chilling. We got cooking. We got the ribs on the grill. They were marinating since 6 o'clock last night. We just pulled them out. Slapped them on about 20 minutes ago. Just tossed the chicken on. That's getting smoked. The chicken's getting smoked. You see the ribs are on my grill, my master grill. You can see it's a side feed, and it cooks like an oven. It is so beautiful. It cooks like an oven. Oh, but that ain't forget it. Temperature, time, toss it in there, cook it evenly. I'm just throwing some asparagus, prosciutto asparagus on there. Yes. So you could tell that it's been marinated, and I guess I can kind of reveal this a little bit too. Y'all kind of see what's going on here. I'm hoping that it'll be done by season, but I'm going to have a fin, ladies and gentlemen, a legit fin. And it's going to be either aqua or orange, depending on how I feel for any given week. The only one I hope is not healthy is Tua. Dude needs to retire for real, or he could be in big trouble. Tua's not going to retire though. He's got 2 years. He's getting paid $100 million. He's not going to be asked to do a whole lot over there in Atlanta. And he's going to get starts no matter what. Like, no matter how we look at it, Tua's going to get a start over there because even if Michael Penix originally wins the starting role, Michael Penix is injury prone, so Tua will get a start, and vice versa. If Tua originally wins the starting role, he's going to end up getting injured at some point. Michael Penix will get starts, so they both have the opportunity, and neither one of them really are going to be asked to do a whole lot. I think the Falcons honestly are in a prime position with their quarterbacks. Like they know both of these quarterbacks are injury prone. We can't get a full season out of either of them. But if we can at least get half a season out of both of them, we don't really have to change up our offense in between because they're both left-handed quarterbacks. So it's not a matter of switching from left to right anymore. So there's no kind of transition between it where we saw with the Miami Dolphins, like it was hard to transition from Tua to another quarterback. And I think that's why they targeted Tua, not only for the fact that they could get him for basically nothing, but I think they targeted him because he was another left-handed quarterback, and it would just make things easier for that process. So he's set up for success. He really is. And the division they're in last year was won with 8-9, and it was a three-way tie. And in my opinion, the Buccaneers got worse. Like they got rid of Mike Evans, who was their clear number one wide receiver over there. And like Baker Mayfield's good and all. He's a dog. He's a factor for sure. But it's not enough, bro. Like they don't have great tight ends. They don't have great tight ends. Like their running game isn't that great. Who you got over there? Bucky Irving and who else? I'm sideways. You say this. Oh, what happened? Please get down.
Thanks. I took work. I go dumb. I'll take it. I get a next time. Say,
Oh, really, you should. That way you're not smoking anything.
I can find some dummies I work and nobody tells me. Eddie don't have them. The Pollock don't have them. Can't get them.
How do you feel about that division over there with the Panthers, the Bucks?
Um, um, I think I give it to the Bucks because what they added defensively. Baker to stay healthy. You know, last year they went through a period where everybody was getting injured. You know what I'm saying? It started hot, but
They saw
yeah,
Baker Mayfield was like
yeah,
running away with
yeah,
MVP conversation.
yeah,
He's a dog like that.
yeah,
But they
yeah,
also lost Mike Evans,
yeah,
reliable wide receiver.
yeah.
But he was one of the injuries that they had been suffering later in the
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
Like after Baker Mayfield came back from his injury. After Baker Mayfield came back from his injury, then Mike Evans got injured.
yeah. No, like I said, they gotta stay healthy. Though. That's one of the teams. It's health wise. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest problem. It's health wise. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't think that they losing Mike Evans affects them?
Nah, they got a young. What his name? Oh my God, that kid.
I need,
Yeah, I think
I need to
him
see
and Baker
who,
together.
I need to see who they drafted. If they
Yeah.
drafted tight ends or not, because I know their tight end room wasn't looking good last year.
If they could get some more weapons, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, if they get some more weapons defensively, it's stacked. But offensively last year, man, I think through 7 games, they started losing everybody. Yeah, so that hurts.
I know they got Ruben Bain Jr. That was a good pickup.
Quarterback this year.
It's to be seen. I don't know.
You got an athletic quarterback this year.
Yeah, but whether he's going to be good or
It
not,
matters.
that's still to be
To me, it don't matter. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that from what we had on unathletic quarterback from last year, shit, it's a big plus being athletic. You know what I'm saying? Especially now you have an offensive minded coach. You know what I'm saying? Not like McDaniel was an offensive minded coach, but I feel like he was like. You know what I'm saying? That type of
he wasn't a stickler.
yeah.
He got walked all over. You see, he got slapped by Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, once that happened, yeah, I should have been fired him. Once that happened.
He had no rule over that locker room. People were showing up late to practice. If showing up at all, like it was just.
But so he doesn't have the stats here. Like, I had
No,
no
he's
stats here.
I feel like he's in this situation now in Chargers in LA to actually fix his career. He's got Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert can sling the rock, he can run the rock. Like
Right.
he can buy time. Like he's big enough, he's sturdy enough, he can take a few hits. You know what I mean? So,
Plus, he can go to any team. The Daniels can go to any franchise, not as the head coach, as the offensive coordinator, or do something. So he's a genius offensively.
no, I got to give it that. But running a team, he came in the wrong way. I was talking about this the other day. It's like he came into Miami the first year as that nerd, right?
Yeah.
You know, and then like the next year he was like Miami's biggest cocaine dealer. It was like a complete transformation. And like that should have been our telltale sign right there that he already like changed. Like he wasn't the same guy that he was when he came in.
Yeah, Miami's a big team, though. For a guy with a small personality like him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he's not an idiot, you feel me? But
No, he's a genius
Smart
run
guy.
caller.
yeah.
He just wasn't fit for
Imagine
team.
if he had Willis or those play calling that he was calling that. He was calling that. Imagine if he had Willis.
Let's do that for a minute, right? Let's imagine if he had Willis all these years instead of Tua, right?
Yeah.
Think it would have looked any better for us?
I would have looked great because DeAndre Hopkins, yeah.
You know, they're trying to get him.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do.
No backup Rodgers. Well, I think that's the right. Isn't he with Baltimore right now?
Nah, he was in a 1-year contract with them.
The one.
So basically, he's a free agent now.
I mean, D-Hop would definitely help the Steelers out for sure. Like as far as leverage goes, but he's like not a guy that you rely on. He's a guy who's a gadget guy that you bring in and you have a couple plays drawn up for him like throughout the year. He might get you like 12 catches for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
But my problem with D Hobbs is like he's a freak athlete. He's never. I'm not gonna say he never switched on porn as closer to the fire, or the shit close. Hey, he Harbaugh's not a smooth route runner. He's so free. So that's his biggest problem. If he doesn't go to a team, Pittsburgh would be good for him because with Aaron Rodgers, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a Chris route runner to get the ball. They put it in the spot for you. So that makes a lot of sense. But as far as him with guys like Lamar Jackson or like other young guys, let's say young guy is Joe Burrow. And if you're a young guy, I don't know. Oh yeah, man. Sick. Nah, they over there. They about to go to my girl homie people house. Watch this really sweet. I know you need places to be. I don't know. Yeah, she told me they're going to Lakewood Beach.
I'll read that.
Yeah, man, I'm on. You guys can follow me on YouTube, man. Champ Ali, 4786. Yeah, Muhammad Ali. Champ Ali, Saint Ali, man. 4786. Like, I'm still in basketball gear, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, like I said, Dolphins, my team. The boy do a great job covering them. Definitely be having a take. And pops over there at Pittsburgh out.
Yeah, I know my oldest son is a Bucks fan. I lost him the year that Tom Brady took Tampa to the Super Bowl because he's real bad as a Bucks fan. And like we were beating him. I was winning for the longest time because we used to have the season tickets, down there, have all that stuff. And then like that year, the Dolphins had a bad year. The Bucks beat the Dolphins. Like it was a wrap. It was a wrap, bro. It was like, yeah, and he came out of that year as a Bucks fan, and I haven't got him back since. So I have to keep up with the Bucks, and I have to keep up with the Steelers as well, because neither one of them do their own damn homework. So then I got a KC guy who fills me in on all the Kansas City news, but he's been pretty accurate. He's like 95% accurate. He's told me something. It's been legit. I
don't know what KC gonna do this year, though.
It really depends on Patrick Mahomes, right? Like you gotta hope that he really is ahead of his recovery, right? Because like we've seen this before. There's been plenty of players before that came out and they're like, oh, we're ahead of recovery, and then a setback happens in OTAs and mini camp and training camp because they actually weren't, and they're not doing.
You can't rush them either.
No, you can't rush them, but you gotta trust the process. But like the fact that like modern medicine nowadays is making it more accessible for guys to be able to accelerate that timeline a little bit. It kind of just depends on how much you want to go through. I mean, like Christian McCaffrey last year, he traveled all the way across the world to go get a special surgery that only one guy in the world could do.
He's special, though.
And it worked, right?
He's special. I think he was down and out.
In real form last year.
Facts.
Well, we can look at other situations where it didn't work out, like Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Early on in the offseason, he was showing videos and stuff of him like, oh, I'm ahead of schedule. He's like running on treadmills and shit like that. And then come to find out he needed another surgery because he aggravated something, and then that's why he got cut from the Miami Dolphins. So it's like, a lot of people don't realize that. I was interviewing Tyreek Hill, ladies and gentlemen, straight. I got shit. Trust me, man. I do a lot of stuff. We got training camp coming up. I will be there. I got fake credentials. I'm going to try and get in the player interviews to get y'all some real answers to real questions.
But you be doing your homework, though, man. That's one good thing about your channel. You do your homework. A lot of people be dropping this stuff on their channel. They don't really do their homework. They don't drop any bogus stuff. And you definitely do your homework, man.
Yeah, and I'm very select on like the other channels that I watch too, because like I don't like some of the channels it's kind of like too pushy and one view. I like going to a channel where it's they present a bunch of different views. Okay, I mean, just like me, like I can present to you 6 different scenarios of how the season could turn out right now based on like the things I've seen. Like the other day, I did the feel like it's easy to say the Dolphins will suck, but it's hard to see why they won't. Because I mean, it's easy, right, to say that we're going to suck. New machine, first year of a rebuild, you're a coach, you GM, your coaching staff throughout the building. Yeah, got rid of everybody. 43 1-year deals, like.
No, I understand.
You know, it's super
It's easy to be like, yeah, fuck it, they ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
But me, you know what I'm saying, for me being a Dolphin fan, you know what I'm saying, if you ask me what their predictions will be, I'm giving them 6 or 7 games just because we got an athletic, just because we have an athletic quarterback. If we can stay healthy, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's the same Matt McDaniel system, but just watching Tua last year, man, just not being athletic.
But no, and that's probably from what I've gathered from around the community so far, that's probably what the average is based on everybody's predictions right now. Right there when it's 6 or 7 wins.
But if our defense is tough, I'm giving them 9. My bad. I don't mean to cut you off. No, but if we got a solid defense, though, you know what I'm saying? I'll give them 9 games.
Yeah, but it's like look at it like this from this standpoint, right? It's like 6 or 7 wins, like that sounds great. But at the end of the day, would we rather go 3 or 4 wins and just make sure that it's good working football? If we were losing, if we were playing games and losing like the Dallas Cowboys do, 38, 35 point games, and we end with a record of 4-13, that puts us in a position to draft high. You know what I mean? First 5 draft picks. Definitely get into that. We probably know that we should not be because they started playing for like the stats and film was probably too. Because we'll look at the progression from it, right? I don't doubt his arm. I don't doubt his ability to throw the ball. What I doubt right now with Willis is his ability, his decision-making ability when he's under pressure and he has that moment to where it's like he could buy an extra half a second and wait for his guy to get open, or does he just tuck it and run? And settle for 6 yards instead of 16 yards. Right. Because those are some of the things that he has problems with. Another thing that he needs to work on is his ball control and his ball handling from under center. Like inside snaps. I mean,
well, what type of coach is the coach? The head coach, the offensive one.
Yeah, it's going to be under center quite a bit because we're going to be running a lot of motion. People don't think that we're going to be running a lot of motion, but I've already seen motion in rookie roads. You know what I mean? Like, and if you go back and you look at the Texans, it was 70% motion. Like, there was like, they had nobody on that team. In that 2023 Houston Texans team, that was the year that Bobby Slowick came in. Nico Ryan was head coach. They drafted C.J. Stroud. They drafted Nico Collins. They had Tank Dell. They had Dalton Schultz. And they had Robert Woods and Darren Andrew Bawale. That in, right? And then a couple other running backs. They were like late in their prime. I think Frank Gore was one of them. But they didn't have a lot of names. So he told me, look at this. They spread that ball out so much as far as running. 11 different people running. They had 18, there was like 17 to 19, I don't remember the exact number, 17 to 19 different players were receiving the ball throughout the year, including quarterbacks, first backs, tight ends, Jake Bryan was the guy that we drafted. He played quarterback in high school. He had an offensive touchdown as a running back, like lined up back. About the linebacker, Taylor Rodriguez. It was a play, yeah. It was a play they did last year. He actually lined up at quarterback. So it's like that versatility. So yes, I do believe Mike Willis is going to be asked to take the ball from under center quite a bit. Like there will be shots at him. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be shots at him. There's a lot of it. A lot of things, but
yeah, I see it, man. Let me don't block it, man. That boy putting in work, man.
Look at that asparagus is right on.
That boy putting in work. He don't miss a beat, man. He putting in work.
Well, he's making some marinades at 6 o'clock last night.
Now the cat in the hat for you.
Man, I was losing my passion for cooking when I was like doing it for a living.
Yeah.
Well, it was like beating me up because they would never give me days off or holidays.
Now that's how it is when you're in the kitchen, man. In the kitchen, man. It's the worst thing, bro.
Let me go get that instilled. Just talk to this.
Yeah, man. But I mean, like you were saying about the Dolphins, I'm giving them about 6, 7 wins. Um, you were talking about the interceptions that they throw in OTAs and stuff. Throwing interceptions is good, man, because you got to build chemistry. Now, it's the perfect time to throw interceptions so you can build chemistry to see where your team at. I don't feel like there's a reason you should be not be throwing interceptions. That's when you want to see your quarterback and your receivers, how they dialogue with each other when the interception come. Who run the right route? Who's, you know what I'm saying? You can see all that. If you don't see that then you're not gonna see that in the season. And I don't feel like you're gonna have a good season. So interceptions are always good. OTAs, I know, like I was telling my boy, man. I know a lot of people making a big deal about the interception and the OTAs and about what's going on OTAs. OTAs is just really a mind thing, man. That's all OTAs is, just a mind thing.
Well, like I think Malik Willis, and after workout interviews that they had, you could tell that this guy was getting away.
Yeah.
The way he answered it, he was like, with Omar Kelly, he asked me a really good question. He's like, how do you develop the chemistry with these guys? And we just talked about reps. Correct. It's all about the reps. It's all about the reps. Learning where they like the ball and where they like to hit the ball and see the ball. So right now, it's fun. Like going out there and learning. And like another thing is that he asked like, and some of that we figured out through conversation. And it's like, yes, like those like we can like figure out preference and things like that. So he's showing stuff. Yeah, he's showing and he's trying to set it up and he's showing good. Like then he's getting good coaching. The leadership style leadership is stunning, bro. It'll come naturally. Yeah. You don't want to overplan for telling him, don't worry about leadership.
That's fair. You don't want to overdo it too. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying too before, you want the interception to happen. You want turmoil, but the real season should be starting when everybody put that pad on. You know what I'm saying? When you put the pad on, it really shows you where you at and what's really going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything else right now is just mind things. You know what I'm saying? Some players not real good mind, but when that pad get on, that's when you see what type of player you got. It's like some players are good practice players, some players are bad practice players. You know what I'm saying? And some players are both. But when they get on that field, they're gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? So don't get too worked up on OTAs and stuff, man. OTAs is a mind thing, man. Wilson is good. The big thing about the Dolphins, us as for Dolphin fans, people that follow the Dolphins, and we know what deja vu is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what deja vu is. You know what deja vu is. Don't let that thing look too good. You know something gonna happen.
It's funny that you say that. I actually call it I figured out a new season for it. I call it the Miami syndrome. Because the Miami Dolphins have just been doing it wrong for so long. Most of us fans are just scarred. Like in that mode where it's like, we're not going to believe it until we see it.
Until we see it.
What I mean? But I don't give a fuck what you tell me. I don't give what you're putting out on OTAs. Like, I want to see it.
I want to see it.
I mean, come week 6, week 7, that's when we'll start making it.
December, after December.
You know what
I'm saying? Yeah, bro. That's what we really want to see. Like, because we know we probably have to play the Ravens or Buffalo or somebody in the first round that it has to be going to get that stuff. Come on, man. Yeah, bro. Come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get too hyped up. I try to just stay even killed. Yeah, man. I like Willis for his athleticism. Man. I like because he's athletic and he's not going to get. He's like Lamar Jackson. I'm not going to say he's Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson saves the Raven in a lot of pressures, a lot of broken plays with his legs. Stuff that Tua couldn't do for him. He could have held the ball a couple of more seconds last year. Tyree could have got open. Waddle could have got open, but he didn't have those And his mobility left after he caught that major concussion. You know what I'm saying? When he flipped on his head. You know what I'm saying? If he has his mobility with that offensive system, McDaniel, that's why I feel like McDaniel's gonna be so special with the Chargers. Because what is his name? Herbert is gonna give you the extra time. Herbert is picked for the top 5. Can. I agree with you. But you know, you guys, boy, Cat in the Hat, man, he dropped all the bangers, man. You know, the barbecue going, football season around the corner. We got Grandpa over here, man. Let me see if I can get this up.
Shout out to the chat.
Listen, boy, too cool over here, man. Too cool. Let me make sure I get this right. Let me fix it. Yeah, so I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, that's up, cat. You gotta get big and physical this season. We need
Oh,
more
what's up?
chicken.
What's up, Sharif? That's right. We were chicken and ribs. Sharif, what's going on?
We're doing Sully. We doing the Jim Sullivan. We going to Sullivan route, man. We getting big and physical.
That's right. That's right. We out here living like we living in Texas. South Florida.
We chilling, man. We chilling.
So what are your thoughts, Sharif?
Man, I'm getting first of all, shout out to all the people who are enjoying the holiday, and just having some people, a little rain, but majority of us are enjoying the sun. Um, this this defense is getting me more intrigued, and I found out a couple of things over the past 5 days. Cat, we don't need edges, because what Sully and Halfley was already thinking before the draft was, we're just gonna slide Biggers over to end, and we're just gonna slide Siler over to end, meaning your new free agents coming in as defensive end is basically who you already had in house. So I was wondering why Sully had asked the leader in Siler to lose weight, come down. So Siler is about down to like 270, and so he can play the end. And then we all know Biggers, his skill set gets him into the backfield, especially for block punts and for disrupting on pass downs. So you're talking about two ends who are disruptive, and they can set the edge. And then now you can move a guy like Jordan Phillips inside, and you can let Grant play that one gap that he really can thrive in. So when I look at this defense, I it's more interesting every day.
Yeah, no, the defense is definitely interesting, and I like the idea of it because I was actually watching a clip of Zach Sealer the other day during OTAs, like running one of their drills, and in my honest opinion, it looked really slow and really sloppy. So if they're asking him to lose weight, I think it's because they realize that it's a must, it's a need, because in my opinion. Yeah, it looks really slow and really choppy. I have the film. I'll share it to the Discord later today, whenever I get off and get done cooking and shit. But
That's interesting.
I like,
That's interesting. You brought that up.
yeah,
Um, when I see uh the I thought it was a demand from the fans. Hey, add some edges. Then the first free agency came, the draft came. Hey, we are low on edges, and so now listen, Cat. We want to be big and physical on both sides of the ball. So now, if you ask in Siler and you're asking Zeke Biggers and your OTAs, they're out on the edge instead of their normal position with Weaver had them in. Now you're bigger than the tackle of the opposing team. With Siler at 270, you're bigger than the right tackle of the opposing team, or just as big. So what you're talking about now is small linebackers in right, because you know Brooks is 6'1", you know Rodriguez is 5'11". So you're talking about small linebackers able to have clean holes, wrap up,
How do you think how do you think that
start
they're
counting the
how do you think that they're going to use the linebackers? What I heard the other day is that I got to look back through what I heard it from, but I heard that they're going to be using it so Jordan Brooks can be the like true essential pass rusher, and not Kyle Lewis, but Jacob Rodriguez can be in space and do what he does,
He's
to
gonna
where
be
he
our
could
green dot.
possibly force fumbles or interceptions. Who else we got?
Cat, what I saw was
fins up.
that they're gonna be using him as a green dot linebacker, the modern day green dot linebacker, like and Jordan Brooks is gonna be more off ball. What are you cooking, Cat?
We got some ribs, chicken, some asparagus, and some corn on the cob.
Usually people cook what's it called, hot dogs and burgers.
I mean, I still got hot dogs and burgers, but nah, we cook up that good stuff around here, bro. We cook up that good stuff.
And so
Yeah, like I said, I think what they're gonna do is move Jordan Brooks more to the weak side linebacker and have Jacob be the green dot. Sharif.
well, I don't think it matters.
No,
Anthony,
I'm still on the Zane Anderson train, ladies and gentlemen. Don't sleep on Zane Anderson, the safety that came over here with Jeff Halfley. Like, I've already seen him in the OTAs working with the ones, and we already know that Jeff Halfley does like the safety position. So let's not sleep on Zane Anderson, ladies and gentlemen. That's a guy I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on for y'all during OTAs or when training camp rolls around.
I agree. I think every position is open. And the reason why someone mentioned that if you look at who they drafted someone exactly the same prototype to pair with. Coleman with Malik, Proctor with Paul, so on and so Taffy with Trotter. They paired who they paired it with. They Llewellyn, they got Llewellyn and they got Rager. So they brought in competition for everyone and paired them up and let the best man win. To back to the getting bigger on the O line and getting bigger on the D, right? If you got Zeke Biggers at edge and Styler at edge, right? And Jordan Phillips and Grant, now you're talking about 326 pounds. Then you're talking about 320 pounds. Then you're talking about 290 pounds. And then you're talking about 270 pounds. So you're talking about almost 900 pounds on your 4-3. That's your 4-3. And if you could have me and Mr. Puck, and you could listen, man. So Rodriguez is not asking to shed and get downhill. What he's doing is he's asking to really be nifty, be able to throw off certain blocks or evade certain blocks and get downhill. He and Brooks the same way. They got almost 1,000 pounds in the front of them, so they're just asked to be kept clean, like a Zach Thomas. And so when I think about they said it, getting bigger on the D line. And I thought they would bring in the Epinesses of the world and bring in Ogba. But what they said is, we already have him here on our team. This guy can pass rush. This guy can also pass.
Nice little workout.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. What's going on, Sharif? Trying to see who this is.
It's Anthony.
Oh, what's going on, Anthony?
Yeah, this is my name on Discord.
Yeah, gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
man.
and I see what you're saying, Sharif. To be honest, like what there was reports that are saying that they were gonna have Kenneth Grant cut down the weight so he can move to edge, like
Yeah, yeah, I heard about that too.
have him be around like 290, like 295, 210 310 pounds and stuff like that.
Right. Because one gap means I'm responsible. It's like Flores. I'm responsible for the left tackle. Then you would go. Jordan Phillips will be responsible for the guard. Uh, Grant will be responsible for his guard, and then Biggers would be responsible for the left tackle. So each person,
We're talking.
and what that creates is if that's a standing seven on third down, now you're gonna have Ogba of get 9 sacks untouched because on third down, everybody is gonna hold up their tackle, so someone is gonna run free to get the sack. The soccer in the type of defense with an amoeba and a one high single safety like Taffy, or to me, I'm gonna tell you right now, Cat, my free safety to come out of the pack at the end of preseason is Lewis Moore of of Indiana. Lewis Moore of Indiana has so much experience. He's 25 years old. His in terms of IQ rating is right below the top two safeties coming into the draft. The only thing with Lewis Moore, once again, he's very inexperienced and he's 25 years old. But what he put out on the field was able to get him third
And
ranked
he's
in
not a big
terms of
athlete. That's the other thing that held him back. That's why he wasn't drafted too, Sharif.
right. So I think, and now think of the guys who are playing. Rodriguez is 24 years old. Lewis Moore is 25 years old. So if you're talking about guys who are just gonna leap because they are already men, these guys have the potential to just step right in and be men. Rodriguez and Lewis Moore.
Yeah,
Hey,
no, and this
Sharif.
is why I've been saying this too, Sharif and Mr. Polk. I think what's going to happen is we're going to have 2 boundary corners and 3 safeties as our standard back end. Like we're going to have a single high safety, then a free safety below that, then a strong safety. Like Lewis Moore's going to be that safe middle safety, that rover and stuff like that. Then uh
Right.
Taffy, like you said, is going to be the traditional one single high safety, and Dante Trader is going to be our box safety.
But let me ask y'all something, because this setup sounds similar to, if I'm not mistaken, the Baltimore Ravens where they had Ray Lewis. I mean, remember where they had Ray Lewis as a what was he playing? Was he a linebacker or was he
Yeah,
end?
no, he was a linebacker.
He was a linebacker. And see, when Ray Lewis when he first came to the Ravens, he was complaining about the defensive line. And because they made changes on the defensive line, he was able to really play well like he did. So it's kind of, to me, I'm starting to see a similarity to that Ravens defense
Oh,
without
that old school Ravens or Patriots, early Patriots defenses
right.
like that.
Yeah. Well, especially the Ravens defense, because
Well,
I still remember to the day where Ray Lewis was complaining about the offensive line, and because the offensive, I mean not the offensive line, the defensive line, because um they weren't doing their thing. He wasn't able to play like he wanted to play. So
Mr. Polk, you say you know who I see? Like you see the way they're building. You
Mhm.
say you see the Ravens. I see a little bit of the Giants with Lawrence Taylor and the Cowboys
Mhm.
defenses of the '90s
well,
and stuff like that.
what I go back
Yeah.
to, Anthony, I go back to this conference, right? And this is how I hold Chris Greer in Ireland. I want to see them lie or follow through, right? And what did Hartley and Sullivan say? They said it doesn't really matter who's in the wide nine. Doesn't
Mhm.
matter if I play 4-2 or 4-3. He said what matters is guys do their job. and then
Yeah.
you got the sacrifice for the other teammate. You know you're not getting your stats, but we're getting the sack and the pressure that we want on that particular play. What does that tell me? That tell me that it was positionless football,
It's a
takes no
team-based
talent.
defense.
So it's no position. Whether Kyle Lewis or Trey Moore, all you know is it's going to be a matchup that the quarterback will have to either audible out or snap and then have a mismatch on offense. So it to me would really and this is why what's important is Chop Robinson is going to have to be the
Yeah.
the guy.
He's gonna have to really step up. Yeah.
He's the
And
wild
I
card.
do think that Chop Robinson is going to step up this year because we already got it confirmed, right, that we're going to be running a base 4-3, but we'll still see some hybrid in there. That means we're gonna get play with Chop Robinson's hands in the dirt. And I do want to step back a little bit and talk about the Kenneth Grant thing because from what I understand, from actually speaking with Kenneth Grant, is that they asked him to gain 10 pounds, not lose 10 pounds.
So it's the opposite way.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
No,
And that would tell me just so that he could really set the edge for a guy like Chop Robinson to be able to slide in there.
No, but I think what they're making him. What I'm saying is they're making him lose fat and gain muscle.
Because muscle weighs more than fat, anyways, right?
But here's the thing though. That was said right after the season was over. That the rumors started coming out that Kenny Grant, said, you know what, let me start getting my weight down so I can, play better next season. So if they want him to put weight on, then I can understand that. No, what you saying, Sharif?
No, I was saying that, let me make this point clear. Ever since Austin Jackson went to Teron Armstead camp, what happened the next year, guys? He had abs. He's like, bam, Austin Jackson looks fantastic. He still got hurt. What happened when Patrick Paul went to Armstead's camp? He got abs. You're talking about people who have abs at 330 pounds when they went to Teron Armstead's camp. Grant probably was asked the same thing. Hey, go to the and so if you lose the fat and just gain the muscle, you can still have the same amount of pounds. It's just put in muscle. So my thing is, are they going to Teron's camp in the off season? Because if you do, you're gonna see the result of Austin Jackson, Patrick Paul. Patrick Paul looked like a
answer. We could probably look up who's in his camp. But what's up, Cap for life? How you doing on this Memorial Day weekend? What you got to say about the Fins?
What's up, Cap?
Sunday fun day, everybody. How you doing?
What's going on, my brother?
Hanging in there, man. Just enjoying the day and listening to you guys and not trying to overanalyze things, but at the same time trying to stay even keeled when it comes to the season.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for this change, and now that the change is here, just gotta enjoy the ride right now, man, because you never know what's gonna happen, man.
Exactly. But
right.
I gotta say this to me. I think that the defense may progress a little quicker than the offense. From what I'm seeing, and I know it's just TAs, but I think the defense is going to progress quicker than the offense. I could be wrong.
Why? We didn't add any edges. We just made the defensive tackles that we have. We made them play edge. And so you're bigger than the left tackle of any team because your edge is you're bigger than the right tackle of the team. That's as big because the right edge is silent. And so what you're asking them to do is to be bigger than the line that they're facing. And I agree with you. Now, they're going to run around Siler. They're going to just run around Zeke. That's why you have That's why you have Willie Gay That's why you have Brooks. They're
Yeah.
small, but they're very fast ball.
Right?
Don't
Where
mind
that
that they're
chair is, where you
they
sit.
get to the
You got
ball
that
and
one?
tackle. We have
Come
small
on, bring that
linebackers that need to be
thing.
kept clean.
I
Keep them clean.
personally went earlier.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I agree with you, Sharif, because I'm telling you the truth. If you go back and look at, I call him J Rod. If you go back and look at J Rod highlights, that's what he was doing in college. You know, he was it's like he was I think the word that Anthony used was green dot. I guess green dot. And the thing is with him, you know, in college he was like looked like sometimes he was smiling or just sitting there waiting, uh, sometimes he'll drop back in the pass situation. So you know they can do pretty much anything with the linebackers that we have because we got for the first time in years we have some linebackers that are pretty good.
I'm
And
telling you right,
yeah,
the
no, go ahead.
linebackers will be comparable to San
Hmm.
Francisco. See the
Hmm.
linebackers in San Francisco? They got the young kid up the middle. They got another good strong side linebacker. They have two
Hmm.
good linebackers. Son. And guess what? They're small. But
Yeah,
why
that's
why
okay.
are they kept clean? They're kept clean because a guy like Javon Kinlaw and the front
Hmm.
that the San Francisco 49ers have. So so if you look at what we're trying to do, we're gonna keep them clean. Yes, they're small, but if you keep them clean, they're gonna get to the ball carrier and bring them to the ground. And so
Hmm.
that's what
Yeah, that's what we need from 'em. That's what they need them to do.
uh, Cameron Good, Uche, Beal, and Ojabo. You're still asking them to help out at edge, but look at their weight. All of them are 240, and
Hmm.
Trey Moore. All of them like are 240. So you're also asking Trey Moore to play linebacker and clean up whatever is the defensive line can't stop. So you have linebackers who are explosive. Kyle Lewis. These are explosive linebackers, very undersized,
Hmm.
but if they are kept clean, you can get the ball carrier.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And to me now, what you're asking Chop, you're asking Chop to do the same thing that the defensive end who was traded from Dallas to Green Bay. Yeah, to be him now.
Oh,
Now that
Michael
that makes right. You're asking Chop because Chop can go wide, right? Chop can go wide and to the Chop can he can do a game. He can do the twist. So Chop will be the quick pressure who can decide when he wants to come. And
Hmm.
that's what Micah Parsons became. And so now, so you only need Chop for that because everyone else will be big and bigger than everyone else will be big.
Right.
So the normal package will be big. And then you'll have the wild card and Chop who
Hmm.
will be able to decide when he wants to come and where he wants to come. And I
Right.
like that because, yeah, what you're asking the other guys to do is to sacrifice for your
Mm.
teammate. Okay, take on this guard, take on the tackle, squeeze them up so Chop can come around, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Because we're big up front, right? If you're average size up front, you could be thrown aside. I don't think you can throw aside Zeke Biggers, Kenneth
Hmm.
Grant, Gordon Phillips, Siler. You're not throwing them aside. Right. So you got to be, I understand with this.
Yeah, I mean the cornerbacks, Mr. Paul, you said what, like we have what 12 cornerbacks on our roster.
Yeah.
Right?
Let me. Y'all go ahead. I'm gonna look at that and check on that real quick.
Yeah, I know Chris Johnson is a guy that we picked up, and he looks pretty promising. This is a guy that Jeff Hapley was going after. I'm pretty sure Alex Austin was a cornerback. Lonnie Harrison Jr. was a cornerback. I'm trying to remember if they were cornerbacks or safeties. Um, so like one of the biggest obstacles, not really
if we run a different style of defense, I'm saying we're not running that same what we ran last year, 4-3.
Well, this is where we go back. This is where we go back to the OTAs and what we were talking about with the interceptions, right? You know, and it's like, is this a sign that our defense and our corners and our safeties are actually better than we think and they're above average, or is it just a learning situation where he's just going out there and slinging it and not caring, like, just trying to get the reps in, you know?
Well, like I was telling you though, what would you prefer? Did the offense get better or the defense?
I mean, defense wins championships at the end of the day. I think with the way that they built this team through the agency and through the draft, they're more focused on defense and straightening out that defense first, the trenches, and then the back end of the defense. It didn't look like they really were focusing on any kind of big name offensive weapons. Like, we didn't even take a quarterback in the draft. You know, we took Douglas. There were big question marks about it. He's not a big name. Nobody was projecting him there, apparently. Chris Bell, sure, at the place we took him. Will Kazmarek, same thing. You know, it's like a blocking tight end. And if you look back at Caleb Douglas, like, he's a better blocking wide receiver than he is a wide receiver. So it's like, yeah, I mean, if we can get better than both, right? One. Well, and I mean, the offense really, it really relies on how good Malik Willis can come out here and be. Because I've already made the argument with the Texans and Bobby Slowick and that offense coming in there with a bunch of no-name people and going to an AFC championship with a rookie coach, a rookie quarterback, a rookie wide receiver, like a good defense and a mismatched offense, I would call it. And why I say that is because they're a bunch of nobodies. They were a bunch of nobodies. These are people on one-year deals that had their last opportunities. It was their last opportunities. We're literally doing it again, just as the Miami Dolphins and not the Houston Texans. And fun fact, before Bobby Slowick got there and did that, the Houston Texans were having seasons of 3-14, 4-13, so, and immediately went 10-7 and then 12-5. So the fact that they went defense, like, they're doing that first. Offense, we're just gonna do what we do with offense. Like, if these guys work out, they work out. If not, like, I think offense is they're gonna be their focus in the draft next year. So that's the better quarterback draft.
Our defense, look, we know the offense is gonna be mediocre, but as long as our defense strong, we're gonna be balanced. Right?
Yeah, you know, and it's like I say it all the time. Like, if we could win or if we could lose games, like the Dallas Cowboys were losing games last year, where it scored like scores of 38-35 or 30-27, to where it's good. Right, you know, and it's just like small things in there because we're such a young team. You know what I mean? It's little mistakes that we make, like a pass interference here that either puts them in field goal range or takes us out. You know, et cetera, et cetera. Small little mistakes that can be fixed going through. That would be a positive year for the Miami Dolphins, even if we finish that 4-13. Tell me, if like every one of our games we're scoring 21 or more. And we're just losing.
If you score 21 or more,
like if our average is 24 points, you know what I mean? Like, you got to say that that's progress. It doesn't matter what the win column looks like.
Let me ask you a question. So that means New Orleans made progress last year. So their defense was pretty good, right? Offensively, they was okay. They had a mediocre year. So this year it should be more offense. The offense should improve. You add a top wide receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Also went on that Travis Keats.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But now that puts question marks around Alvin Kamara. You know, like
just doing him and stuff.
But I mean, he's already old enough. You had your chance last year to go to a winning team. He could have went to Kansas City last year, and it could have made a big difference. You know what I mean? But you missed your chance last year. Was your year to move. Like, you might as well get higher. So,
not really a young quarterback. I feel like that quarterback they got.
Tyler Shuck? Yeah, he was a rookie last year. But he came in old, right? He came into the league old.
Yeah, he's old. But he's very mobile though. So if the Dolphins in a situation like that where they're losing close games, but they ain't games. But the defense is playing good. It's just like, okay, we're missing a couple of pieces offensively. Then that makes sense. But if both sides is not showing you anything, they're running down your throat and we already scoring 21.
Yeah. Then we have some problems.
So my big thing is just about the cornerback. What are we gonna do with the cornerbacks and the safety? I know that's the shallow end of it. Did we get rid of what's his name? Who was giving all that money to, man?
Who?
There's a lot of people that really want Chubb.
Yeah, Chubb. Yeah, Chubb is gone.
Yeah, man, that's good, man. Now we get other young kids to show themselves up because he was killing us, man.
Yeah, no, I think he was taking away really good quality reps from Chop that like with his performance.
And I thought we were talking about it last year, though. No, it's versatile.
Yeah, no, that's what they were talking about.
Yeah, he's very versatile. And I'm like, damn, you guys are not using him to his strength. Like, he could play inside and out. I mean, hopefully this year they use him better. Go ahead. Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, so we still around 12 cornerbacks, including one we picked in the draft. Let's see. Still got Juju Brents.
Grandma. That's a big one.
Okay, so got two big ones.
And that's a small one.
So far, we know we got one pick from Dante Trader Jr. We got one pick from Ronnie Harrison Jr. That one was a pick 6. The Kyle Lewis pick was a pick 6. And who was the other pick? We had 4 of them total.
It was one from Malik, and it was 2 from Gonoski.
But we also had another one on day 3. Ronnie Harrison Jr. got it and he ran a pick 6 in. And that was on Malik.
Okay, so that's 2 from Malik then. 2 for Malik and 2 for Gonoski.
Let me ask you a question. What you think about our strong safety and free safety play?
Oh boy, the safety. Because Trader may be our best safety for right now. And look like he's been working out during the offseason. I don't know. To me, the safety is kind of the spot I'm a little bit concerned about. Even though we picked up, let me see who we picked up.
Is it Zane Anderson and Alex Austin? Or the two safeties?
Right. Well, with Alex Austin, let me see. He showed some flashes from what I've. Hey man, am I getting right, guy?
Let me go get my book. I'll be right back. I got my notes. Hold on, I'll get my book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was done.
Because I feel like if our strong safety and our cornerback position, I know we were talking about the DNs and you know what I'm saying, the linebackers, but I feel like if our corners and safeties could hold up, like last year, some of those guys didn't hold up. I know we had some young guys and we lost a lot of talent. I know we lost one of our good safeties to I forgot where he went. But I feel like if our safeties could hold up and our corners could hold up just a little bit this year, man, we should be all right defensively. Like, because he was telling me about the interceptions they was having in OTAs. I'm like, that's good because we need aggressiveness from our safeties, because we could we could fix the quarterback situation later on. But if we can get an aggressive defense
Yeah.
and coming from our corner and our strong safety, what do you think?
No, I agree with that. Basically, with this season coming up, I'm gonna be straight. I want to see. I'm really looking forward to see our defense play well because we've kind of addressed that a great deal. And then as far as the cornerbacks go, if we can get Juju Brent back healthy and he can stay healthy, I think he's going to be uh, a good cornerback. Because to me, he was doing well until he got that neck injury, and that's my only concern about Juju Brent is if he's completely healthy with as far as that neck injury go. And then also too, we got to see about um Marshall Jr. that we picked up season before. We got to see if he can make the adjustment to the a new defensive coordinator. Storm Duck. Well, let me see. We got to see what's going to go. We got to see what's going to happen with Storm Duck. Also, I think we still have Ethan Bonner, the speedster.
Yeah, we still have Ethan Bonner.
Yeah, we still got Ethan Bonner. So, see, those, like I said, with the quarterbacks, those are question marks. And also, too, they may address if there's any issues with the cornerbacks and safeties, they may address it in the next draft. Even though we should be really kind of going more on the offensive side, but they may address it with the next draft or I think it's a third free agency coming up. Well, I know I shouldn't bring that up because most of the time you're not going to have enough players. Yeah, exactly.
We're not going to have enough money after signing our rookies to.
Right.
I think it's like 11 million we might have to play with. And at best, like I heard Big C talking about this earlier. Keenan Allen, that's probably our best option if we want to go out and get a receiver that we could bring in here that could add to the receiver room. We could definitely afford a guy like that. I think Keenan Allen would come at a cheap 1-year deal, but I don't think we're gonna address anything big. We're not going to have a lot of money to play with. It's not like we can go and get a game changer. And even if we can, like, what is one game changer going to do in a situation where you're pretty much evaluating everybody else? You know, it's like,
yeah,
you don't go get a game changer or a big name like that unless you're ready to compete. And right now, it's like, yeah, they're ready to compete, but they're not confidently at that level where we're like, we're going to win. We're going to win and compete. You know, we're going to compete. But we may not win, you know.
Listen, I got a wild thought. You go get that disgruntled AJ Brown from Philly, man. Listen, a big size receiver like that with a small target, listen, and he get all the targets he wants. Come on, man.
That's the problem. How are we going to evaluate what we got if we have a guy in here trying to get all the targets, trying to get all the target share?
Once you get a big shot, you're going to know what you need after.
And that's why the Philadelphia Eagles need to get rid of A.J. Brown. And A.J. Brown should actually be looking over his shoulder right now with that Mekhi Lemon pick because he could easily replace A.J. Brown because I guarantee you they get rid of A.J. Brown, the Philadelphia Eagles become better overnight.
And I'm not disagreeing with your point. You got anything to say, bro? Before I say my point?
Well, with the situation with AJ Brown, man, he seems to be a locker room problem. And I don't got much to say. Y'all go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
All I was saying is he's a big. You know, mostly when you got big sharks like that, he just want the ball. Philly got too much players, and he's not getting the ball. I feel like he go to a team like Willis that's gonna sling the ball to him, even if he's in double. I don't know. I just feel like in Miami we just need a big name. Ever since I've been watching Miami without a big name, even if you watch the NBA without a big name, we mediocre. And that's how I know a lot of fans think we're gonna be mediocre because when you look on both sides, you don't see a big name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, here's the thing about that with the AJ Brown situation. I'm quite, you know, I hate to say this, but with Sully and with Halfley, I'm thinking that they don't want nobody on the team that's going to be stirring up the locker room, because I'm quite sure they were watching watching our team when we were having issues with Tua and
facts.
Tyreek and what have you. So
I want to chime in on this when you're done, Mr. Paul.
Okay,
Go
I
ahead.
know AJ Brown is he's very talented. And you talking about big receiver with experience and all that. But that's the only problem I see with them is that if he, just like you said, if you don't feed him the ball, then he's gonna start, he's gonna be angry. Because I got a chance to see that, with him last season. So I like the talent and the experience that he could bring to our team. It's just that if you don't feed him the ball, then we're gonna have some issues. Because he was up in the coach's face last season. I've seen one of the games where he's up in the coach's face because he wouldn't get the ball. And I don't think Sully and App gonna want that with the Dolphins at all, with any player. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, and I have a better scenario for you, right? So it's like, if we know we're in year one, we don't necessarily know what we got yet. We go through this year and we have a good season. Next year we're gonna have $100+ million in salary cap. We're gonna have guys like Justin Jefferson that could be available, guys like Jamar Chase that could be available, better locker room guys.
See, well, I don't mean to cut Cat in the hat off. Listen, he's always on point within the next year. All right. Well, he's gonna give you good facts about what's coming up. You know what I'm saying?
So it's like right now it's all about evaluation. Bringing a guy like AJ Brown in, like he's gonna want all the targets. You're not gonna be able to evaluate the rest of what you got if you got one guy consuming 60% of the targets that are being tossed around. That's not how this offense is gonna run to begin with. It's gonna be a good target share amongst everybody. It's perfect. That's why this is perfect for evaluating. It's what you got. And then we go into next year. We have a little bit of money to play with. We have some better free agents available out there to go and get if we think that we're in position.
I'm not disagreeing, man. You make key valid points. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? You definitely made a key valid point when you said what happened last year. And then trying to have the same thing happen this year. So
I could easily see the Minnesota Vikings over there with Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy struggling to get Justin Jefferson the ball again. And
I don't know now. Not with Murray
last year.
But you got a true quarterback now.
I do have more faith in Kyler Murray than J.J. McCarthy, but at the same time, I don't know. Kyler Murray might be too busy playing Call of Duty.
You got to be serious now, because that money's not the same no more.
Well, he's still getting paid from Arizona. He's in a similar situation that Tua's in right now.
Yeah, but that's almost coming to an end, though. The years always go by now. This is 3-year
was a first-round pick too, right?
Tyler, yeah. I think he was the number one. Was he not? Don't hold me too long. Don't hold me too long. Number one?
I don't know if he was number one, but I know he was a top quarterback.
He was a first rounder, yeah.
He's a first rounder.
Chat. Where was Kyler Murray drafted? Let us know. Sure, one of y'all down there know. What y'all cooking up for Memorial Day?
I'm gonna be doing some burgers tomorrow for myself. It's Kyler Murray. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what else. After about the Cardinals.
All right.
Okay, so let's see.
Microwave. Now,
First
first
overall pick for the Arizona Cardinals.
Your best.
First overall pick?
Yep. First overall pick in 2019.
Yeah, him in the offense, the Arizona, I mean, in that Minnesota offense, I like it better for him.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, he does have Kevin O'Connell, who is supposedly like a quarterback whisperer, right? So he does have that going for him.
But we got weapons over there too.
Yeah, and I mean, Justin Jefferson is definitely a weapon, 100%. Can make a quarterback look better. Before Sam Darnold went and won the Super Bowl, I used to contribute his success to Justin Jefferson. But you know, they don't see him do it with Seattle, and it was like, okay, I can give it back to Sam Darnold at that point, bro.
It's confident, John. You got to give him confidence. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I would take a Justin Jefferson over an AJ Brown.
Yeah. I wonder how special teams gonna look coming up. It's not.
You said something about special teams.
Yeah, I wonder how special teams gonna look, because I think we did bring in some players that could play on either side of the ball and also contribute to special teams.
Oh, what? Yeah, I'm curious too, because I really didn't do any digging on our special teams coach, like Chris DeBoer, the guy that came over from Buffalo. So yeah, it is kind of curious because like we got a new kicker, you know, Riley Patterson is probably going to be the guy. But we also signed that other kicker, that older guy. What's his name?
Who's the guy we signed from Missouri? The receiver, kick returner from Missouri.
Oh,
Coleman Jr.?
Let's see. Go back.
What was his name?
I think that was Kevin Coleman.
Yeah, Coleman
Right?
Jr. Good. He's good. Yeah. I mean, you can have those guys on kick returns. Tutu can be on kick returns. Malik can be on kick return.
Oh, wait, you said? Oh, Washington. Or give me this. I thought you were meaning Willis there for a second.
But listen though, guys, you got to be excited. You guys got to be excited. You know, I know there's a lot of negative, but we got to be excited with Achan coming back with Willis. That's two speedsters in the backfield, man.
Yep, 4-3.
That's two speedsters. Hey,
Respect it. They have to respect it, bro.
You gotta respect it.
No, listen, it's one more that we forget.
Who?
Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright is a 4-3 also.
Oh yeah, and he'll bruise. I think he'll bruise him.
I'm more of the Ollie Gordon on the Ollie Gordon train.
That's what I'm probably thinking about. That's what I'm thinking about. Gordon.
He's also younger. I think Jalen Wright does get utilization though, because they're probably going to use him as trade bait for later on in the season.
He look good though.
But he's still young enough to where like he hasn't really done anything for us, and it's like he hasn't really improved either. In fact, I can argue
different coach, different system.
I can argue that there's been regression in his game. But again, different coach, different system could be completely different.
Think about it. You're putting two speedsters back there with him now. And he could do what he really want to do. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's definitely showed promise, right? There's definitely been plays where Jalen Wright has like found the hole and like turned it into something and he's doing it. But then there's also been times where it's like he doesn't know, kind of like he has like tunnel vision that's like this, you know, and doesn't see what's coming, and like will run into blocks and just.
Well, some of the that's problems I see with Jalen Wright is that when he gets the ball and gets ready to hit his stutter steps, instead of just using that speed. And if you see daylight, you hit that daylight as quick as possible without doing the stutter step. But seems like he's. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Like a little hesitation.
Yeah. Stutter step, like you said, hesitation. And he has the speed to hit them holes, but you can't be stutter step, no hesitate. You got to, if you see daylight, you got to hit that daylight as quick as possible. Because
it's like the complete opposite. We wanted A-Chain to gain a little bit of more muscle span. It's like you want Wright to lose a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Maybe another like 5 to 10. Make him a little bit more elusive. Because he's got the bruising power, but maybe he just needs the elusiveness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But you guys think because he was running like that last year, because we ran a lot of zone reads and stuff, and he wasn't really a good zone read guy. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
saying
'Cause
maybe that extra weight having instead of going left, all of a sudden, oh crap, I gotta go straight or go right.
Vance, you could say that too, because he did add on a little weight on him.
But
Now
that's
we talking.
we wanted that. We
Mm,
wanted a bruiser. But I mean, if A-Chain's here, I mean, how much more weight can you put on him? He's already gained like 15 pounds in muscle mass. Like you don't want him to get too big. I don't know.
okay, but
I get it though.
15 pounds, Cap.
I mean, how much does he weigh now? Is he past 200?
let me see. Let me see how much he is. Well, let me see what they say on here.
Pulling that up, Mr. Paul.
I think he's probably
Appreciate
like
Mr. Paul. Shout out to Mr. Paul always coming through with the
the fact
stats,
checker.
looking it up for
He's
us,
got it, bro. The fact
making
check
sure we
man,
stay
bro.
on point for y'all.
Hey man, I got to because I've been, because of work, because I used to work, and in the afternoon and night I missed out on a lot of football. When I say football, I'm talking about Pop Warner College all the way up to the NFL, Canadian football. I missed out on all that. Okay, so let's see. Right now, they got A-Chain listed at 191.
191.
Yeah,
You
5'9",
need
190.
you need him at least
How much is
205, Paul.
Ollie and
Yeah,
Jalen? How
but
much they
There
weigh?
you go, right there.
but
Yeah.
all right, so but the concern with putting too much weight on the running back, right, and then like having them like go out there and be that running back that you're relying on 65 to 70% of the snaps, right? It puts a little extra wear and tear on the body. So
Huh?
you got to be careful with how much weight you ask him to put on, especially if you want him to keep that speed too, because you don't want to sacrifice too much of the speed just to give him an extra 15 pounds to maybe try and break an extra tackle. I think you can add on 8 to 9 pounds to where he could. That's perfect enough. Bring it up to 200. You put on 8 or 9 pounds, and you got just enough weight on you to where it's a little bit more oomph when you go to break that tackle, because that's really all he needs to do. Break that first tackle, and then it's explosive after that.
No, I agree with you though. I'm just saying that for his style, the way I see, he has to put a little bit of that muscle because that prevent injuries, man. I mean, being small and he's not even a scared type of runner. Like he's gonna go through the contact too. He might. I mean, I'm not saying too much weight, man, but at least 200, 205, just to protect yourself. Especially if you're gonna be utilized as number one. But you just paid him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
17 million,
but
17 million a year.
Go ahead, say what you're saying.
um, I still think, and I'm not trying to say, if we want to, since we pay A-Chain and we want to keep him for the so-called for the future, maybe another 2 more years or so, we got to keep him healthy. And to me, I don't. I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm being soft, but we
The
need
statistics
to.
don't favor his running back position lasting that long. Is probably what you're trying to get at.
Right.
Like,
And, and that's part of it. And then other part is that, you know, with doggone it, with Jalen Wright and Ollie Gordon, we need to give them a little more snaps. Hopefully, I'm hoping that Jalen Wright can ball out, because that takes some of the that can extend us having A-Chain a little longer, and then we all know what they're gonna do with Ollie Gordon, because that's the Green Bay style, to have the big backs and what have you. And some people are down on Ollie Gordon because he looked bad last season, but the thing is he didn't have that many snaps last season. So don't be so down on Harley Gordon. If you go back and look at some of his film, I'm gonna tell you something. For a big man, he runs hard. He runs hard. He runs like somebody owe him something. So and then also too, we got to have the right people to block for all for whoever running backs that we put in these plays. Got to have the right have people blocking. Then Ollie Gordon, I'm gonna say it again with Ollie Gordon too. To me he's not really a 3 down back. He's a 3rd down and short back, and he's a red zone type of back that you want to pound the defense and take it across the goal line, into the goal line, and what have you. That's how I see Ollie Gordon. And like I said, with Jaden Wright, I hope he gets his head around right. No,
Jump
go ahead.
up in the air and land right on his chest. But you won't be splashing it because there ain't no water there. Yeah. I'm personally rooting for Ollie Gordon myself, but either way, I mean, I feel like either way, whoever it works out with, we've got trade value for the other one. I feel like we paid A-Chain. That's the guy we made our decision on. I wouldn't be surprised if either one could be used as trade value. If Jalen Wright comes out and actually works in this offense, and turns it around, good for him.
Right. And then too, I got to mention too. We do have some other run backs on the roster. We just got Carlos Washington Jr. Got an undrafted one, Anthony Hankerson, and then also we had picked up someone from what was that now?
Anthony Hankerson, that's a bruiser right there. Oregon State.
Well, he's about. Let me see. In fact, he's about the same size as A-Chain. Well, he's a little bit shorter than A-Chain. He's 5'8".
Yeah, he's a bruiser though. I mean, if he makes the cut. So if you watch his college highlights, he's pretty tough though. He runs tough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that Le'Veon Moss guy we grabbed already retired.
Who's? Oh yeah, Devion Moss or something like that. Yeah, he. I think maybe his injuries were too severe for him to maybe compete on the NFL level, or he might want to go somewhere else. Who knows?
Yeah, he'll probably go to UFL, to be honest.
Yeah. Let me give you my my positive take. You know what I'm saying? I know, before I get out of here, I feel like because I was thinking with having Tua, we had Tua, right? Defense is keyed on us. They boxed us in. You know what I'm saying? They they played the box a lot. And I'm thinking about. I'm not saying like I was telling my boy Cat in the Hat. I'm not saying Willis is Lamar Jackson, but it was hard for defenses to key on a fast quarterback and you have a fast running back. So I think that part of the offense is going to open up so much more for us because I wasn't even thinking about that before. I'm like, yo, you have a 4-3 guy. He was doing all that when we had a slow quarterback and defenses knew what we were doing. He was still getting yards. Now we really have a dynamic quarterback. I know a lot of people want him not to scramble, but I want him to, be your best because we want to evaluate to see if you're going to be our future. I don't want to try to make you like a passing quarterback. I want you to be your best, as athletic as you can be. You know what I'm saying? To see what we're going to do.
Well, I think that the thing that they've been pushed, that the knocks they've been putting on Malik Willis is that he's not good under the center, and I'm not, and maybe if that's so, then that can be, hopefully that can be corrected. If he can do well under the center and what have you, because we've seen the other talents that he had. If he can straighten that out, and that could give us a better quarterback.
Yeah, because if you think about, I don't mean to cut you off. If you think about all the misplays that we have with Tua last year, wasn't able to create for himself. If you think about like a guy like Lamar, right, being able when the play breaks down, he could create with his legs. I seen some of that same flashes with Willis. You get what I'm saying? Where Tua couldn't give us, and I feel like Willis is going to give us that extra edge if he can stay healthy. And we got some speedsters around him. So that's why I kind of understand what the Dolphins are trying to do. Like, don't limit him. Don't have him being a part. Like, just like you said, he's not a good under center guy. So don't have 90% of the plays for him to go under center.
Exactly. Use him to his talents. Utilize his talents.
Use him to his talent, though. If you use him to his talent will let you know if you're gonna be able to keep him next year or not. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But if you don't, you will never know. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to have him sit in the pocket, no. If he's not good in the center, we're gonna spread him out, just like Monken did with Lamar Jackson. Lamar wanted this role, but Monken's like, we have some plays for you. You could really run, and most of Lamar runs, it was easy runs he had last year. He didn't have to work for those runs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if the coach could play the same way with Willis, because I've seen how athletic he is, my big knock is on his side, his height. He's short.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
why have him sit in the pocket and they're gonna knock his ball down?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Mm. Yep, I see what you're saying. Because basically him and Tua are about the same height, but the difference is their build. You know, he has a much better build than Tua, but
It could be
man,
a little longer
if,
too,
if
but it's still
the
good.
the
But
uh the film work that
not
Cat
bad
had
though.
did on Malik,
Good.
man, really changed my view of him because I was kind of until I saw some film with that
Yeah,
Cat.
Cat be dropping some good films, man.
Yeah, he be doing some good. Him and another guy named Kenner, man, they be doing it up.
That's good. That's good. Go ahead, finish up. Say what you were saying. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you
Oh
off.
no, I was done. No, I was done. You know, we just see the other good thing about it too is if Malik, and I'm not gonna say he's not gonna work out. If Malik doesn't work out, if they see that he's completely the person that he's not, you know, if you decide to, you can bring in Quinn Hughes and see what you got with him. But the most important thing to me is that I think eventually they're going to get a quarterback out of the next draft, regardless, because I think they made a statement that we're going to keep drafting quarterbacks.
That's a great topic shift that I want to hear. I want to hear everybody's opinion on, right? So it's like, what does that season look like for you? Like, what does the season look like leading up to whatever week it is that it's like, okay, the Malik Willis experiment is over. It's time to evaluate what we got in Quinn Ewers. Who wants to go first?
Give me week 6. That's all I need.
So you're saying by bye week?
Yeah, you give me week 6. Trust me. I'm not even gonna say week 3 because I already know what type of team the Dolphins. Give me week 6 and 7.
So what does that look like though? Like Malik Willis is
As long as he doesn't fumble the ball, he stay healthy, and he doesn't throw these dumb interceptions Tua was throwing that left the defense in bad shape, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Mm-hmm.
So like we have what 2-3, 3-2 record at that point, going into week 6, which would be the bye week, and then coming out the Jets game, maybe squeak out a win there, put it at a 3-3 record.
Just like you said, the losing looking good. If you're losing, just like you were saying, if you're losing, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're putting points out there, but it's just little small miscues, you know, you could fix. I'm good with. But just turning the ball over like Tua used to do us last year, losing games. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I don't have a problem losing tight games. My thing is, I want us to win. That's my first thing. I want us to win. But if we're going to lose, let's not lose. Let's lose in games where the score is tight. I can deal with that. I just don't want, just like you said, the things we've seen with Tua where um we could have won a tight game, and he made a mistake, and and also McDaniel made a bad call or something like that, and it cost us the game. I don't want to see that, and also too, I don't want to see, because this has been going on for the past few years, our defense being on the field too long, because that's another thing I don't want to see. Hopefully, with this new regime, that the offense complements the defense to the point where they're not on the field so much and getting tired and getting injured.
Equal share.
Exactly.
A good share of run game, like chunk plays here and there. Sprinkle in the big plays, not moving the ball down the field in 3 plays or losing the ball, like going 3 and out. Yeah, 100%.
But I'm saying, Cat, if you got a horse, you're not gonna ride that horse. You don't want that horse to stay in there. Listen, I could get another horse next year. Let me see what this horse got now.
So what do you got, Mr. Polk? Like, what's your scenario for Malik Willis to get benched for Quinn Ewers?
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I'm a little more optimistic with Malik before, and it's because of the film work you done on him, and also some of the highlights I went back and looked at. And the thing that's really getting me the most is his attitude. The first press conference he did really won me over because he sounds like he has a chip on his shoulder and he wants to get better and be that complete quarterback, and that he's getting a chance to be on a team and ball out and what have you. So I'm gonna be optimistic and say that he's going to um, play out the whole week, the whole season. But um, I can't make a prediction of what our record's going to be. But I think he's going to be with us for the rest of the whole season. We're going to see some ups and downs with him. We're going to see him, with learning curves and what have you. But at the end of the day, I think we'll be all right. The reason why I mentioned Quinn Ewers is that, and not just in case Malik doesn't ball out, but in case he gets hurt, at least you got somebody that you can bring in who kind of fill in the playing in a similar offensive scheme, unlike it was.
That's key point.
Yeah, because think about this: when we had when Tua went down, we had Skylar Thompson, we had Tyler Huntley. Now I'm not saying those guys are good NFL quarterbacks, but to me, if you had a scheme set that allowed those guys to play well according to their talent, and I know it's not easy to do being a coach, then we could have had a better situation. But with Tyler, with like the situation that they have now, you have two quarterbacks that can almost play in the same offensive scheme.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying earlier it was good for Tua to go to Atlanta because like it was smart for them to want Tua because like now like they know both quarterbacks are injury prone, so but if both of them go down, like they don't have to change up a whole lot. It's going from one lefty to another lefty. So it makes for a smooth transition, and that's one of the things that hurt us so much, right? Because we all had conversations about this with Mike McDaniel, like not being able to adjust or make changes. It's like, bro, you're going from a left-handed to a right-handed, like you don't make the proper adjustments. It just complicates things, whether people want to accept that fact or not. And I lean on that, and I lean on that fact saying that our offensive line got immediately better when the left because now they're back to running for a right-handed quarterback. So it's like they're going to be back to their muscle memory, their natural movement.
People don't realize that though.
It's small little details, right? It's small little details, but this is what Halfley and Sully have been talking about all off season is like making sure that we key in on those small details, the fundamentals, like the things that matter when it comes to building this culture and establishing expectations to be able to hold each other accountable. So I love what Halfley and Sully are doing, man. They're really doing it the right way. We're destined for a dynasty. I can see it coming, man. That Don Shula mindset all throughout that locker room.
That's who he's from? That's the coaching shoes from?
No. It was just like when they came in, like Sully had mentioned in a presser at one point in our interview, mentioned that like he was a fan of the Don Shula and like he was going to come in with the Don Shula mindset and like he came back to the winning organization that it used to be. And then Halfley in an interview had talked about how his grandma used to live down here and used to be a Dolphin fan. Yeah. And he used to play with the Dolphins on Madden back in the San Marino and the Creighton and the Mark brothers.
Listen, though, you make a key point though. If Willis could stay healthy though, I think he could be dangerous though. Like him staying healthy is a big key point.
Yeah, exactly.
I already know what I'm gonna get from you. I don't need to see no more
Dewey.
I know.
That was in
and I've been watching them since college. Nothing changed from. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to.
Since college.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand if he was so good in college, then he's struggling in that front. He wasn't that good in college. I'm sorry, he didn't show me nothing. Plus, you went to one where most of you have the best talent, top 10 talent in the nation. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. He didn't really show me nothing. He just showed me like, okay, you on a good team, so you're gonna hang. So
Yeah,
I'm not
I hear
hating
you.
on him or nothing. I'm not trying to say nothing negative about him. All I'm just trying to say, his game. I think Trent, his game was good in high school, but never translated in college or NFL.
No, it's okay to say
No,
because it's
where's
okay
Pete
to
at?
say that.
Where's Pete at?
There's nothing wrong with saying that.
We
See
need to
that
get
that's
over there telling Pete about that high school, college film and stuff.
Yeah. So it's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a big. It's like winning the lottery. You get what I'm saying? Everybody that ball in college is not gonna ball in the NFL.
yeah,
It's like everybody that ball in high school is not gonna ball in college. It's
college.
once
Yeah,
in a few. I'm gonna give you a
exactly.
great example that didn't even get picked, and he was one of the best quarterbacks in my eyes. I think his name was Troy Smith from Ohio State when they had
Oh,
Ted Ginn.
mm,
I think he went undrafted, and he looked real good in college.
mm-hmm.
So I don't
Well,
know if
look at
you remember. I don't know. You
yeah.
remember
I remember
Troy
Troy
Smith?
Smith.
Yeah, from
I remember
Ohio
Troy
State.
Smith. I remember him. Yep,
You know what
he
I'm
was
saying?
very
I'm like,
good.
he looked good, and he went undrafted. He actually slinged the rock. He wasn't really a runner. He was really a thrower. And he went undrafted. And his
Yeah,
game, even though he got drafted, never translated in the NFL. They
right.
must have saw something we didn't.
hmm
I'm thinking
And
of
then look at
training stuff
Deion
to be
Jordan.
done in the park.
Look, come on, perfect example.
Deion Jordan from Oregon. That man,
Yes.
he was a freakish athlete at Oregon, and he was playing that position like a dog. But
Yep.
as soon as we drafted him, and he and to our team and what have you, oh my goodness! I mean,
Yeah.
good grief, man looked like he just came from another planet. Didn't know where he was.
They didn't know he. I'm telling you, bro. It's.
That was crazy, man. 'Cause I watched that guy at Oregon. I said, man, this man is a beast. Freakish athlete, beast. Mm.
Do you think it's after they get the money, or but they was already getting some money in college, so I don't know what it is. Or is it just this
NIL's new. It's only started in the last couple of years.
but they were paying kids before they're on the table.
I mean, were they? I mean, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know if
Yeah.
they're paying with Deion Jordan though. I don't know if they started paying the college kids
If he
back
was
then.
a
I'm not
freakish athlete, he was getting paid.
okay.
Trust
Gotcha,
me.
gotcha.
If he was raw in college, all those guys was getting money. Don't believe them saying they wasn't getting money.
hmm hmm I hear you. Especially with the big colleges also.
Especially with those big boosters, bro. Those are big
Yeah,
time boosters. Those are not
yeah.
people giving. Like when I was in high school, like
hmm
the high school I went to, the people in the neighborhood, like, because it was such a rich neighborhood, they were paying for stuff. We didn't have to pay for anything. The school didn't have to pay for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
hmm Right, right. Yeah, exactly. Because down here where I'm at, that would be Columbus High School down here.
Yeah.
That's
Facts.
that's right. That's the big. That's one of the big schools down here. Where quite a few NFL players came out, including Fernando over there with the Saints.
And you don't think they giving some money? You don't think they give? Oh man.
Oh man, they get money probably in high school. Right, sure they were.
Oh. It's been going around. That's what now they have that rule for Teddy Bridgewater saying
Oh
coaches can.
yeah.
It's not the coaches really giving the money. It's really my bad. It's really the people around. Like if a rich dad want his son to play on a team, and he
hmm
want to support the team, or just like you
hmm
said, an NFL dad, he's
Yeah.
gonna put some money into the program.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point
Yeah.
that you brought that up. I actually wanted to talk about that yesterday because it got passed this week.
Mm-hmm.
It recently, like within the last couple of days, it got passed, the Teddy Bridgewater Act or whatever. Because he actually got scrutinized for it. couple years ago because he was like coaching high school football and like he was paying for certain things like meals and trips back and forth, like Ubers, and he was giving people rides himself, and like he was getting.
That's been going around forever. When I was in high school, the kids, they were picking me up, paying for the school didn't pay for none of the lunches we had. The parents did. All the stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like the school didn't pay for that.
Yeah, my kids were in sports right now, and I was trucking them. I'd be paying for a whole.
Like my equipment, all the stuff that I had, I never paid for none of that.
Chicken nuggets.
I was good enough. The school paid for all that for me. Like, so I didn't worry about buying cleats or nothing. I had 4 or 5 pair of cleats, man. I didn't pay for none of that.
Yeah, there you go. And this ain't what Teddy Bridgewater did, and nothing new. I've been seeing it for years yeah, this been going on for this ain't nothing new. It's just that they decided
Go ahead, you can talk. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, they decided to go after him, but now they realized that he wasn't doing nothing illegal, and what have he was doing something that's been going on for years, and you're gonna still see that happening because this ain't nothing new.
Go ahead, bro. You can go ahead. You can go ahead and finish saying it.
Talking in the background.
Oh no, I'm saying this ain't nothing new. So that's why they backed off of Teddy Bridgewater, because they realized that hey, he wasn't doing nothing illegal, and he wasn't doing nothing wrong. It's been going on for years, and then also too, people got behind the right people got behind him and supported him, and to get them to see what y'all doing is a mistake going after him, and this has been going on for a while. So this ain't nothing new.
You gotta hold that fast.
Yeah, for real. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on forever. I'm gonna give you another example, right? You know, most of the kids that go to college, right? Like that play in college, they get invited to go to a combine at the school. So the school evaluates you there, but there's other kids that's going there for free. I mean, that's paying to go there. So that school that's coming to recruit you is inviting you to come for free, while there's 10 other thousands of kids are paying to be there. So it's been going on forever. Why do you think they get their big recruits? They invite them to these camps for free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What about the kids that don't have the money to pay for the camps?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's how life works, bro.
Yeah.
I couldn't get no help with my funding.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have somebody to support you where, okay, if you're good enough, if you're talented enough, that person's gonna support you.
Yeah, that's for real. That is for real.
And what Teddy Bridgewater was doing is he had enough money to support a lot of poor kids, because he went to coach in a poor area, not an area with wealthy kids.
That's right. And by what he was trying to do is help these kids and give them a chance so that they can, how should I say, so that they can have a better outlook for the future, because we all know that, and when I say this, I'm not just talking about particular race, but in these poor neighborhoods and what have, if you don't have the right support system in these neighborhoods, these kids, who got all this talent can mess their talent up, getting into all kind of trouble and what have you. So when you have somebody like that who reaches out, and I'm quite sure there's other players doing it throughout the country, reaching out to these kids like that, it helps. Like I said, it gives these kids a better outlook. It makes them feel that this former player or this business guy is helping us out, so that we can have a chance to have a career. Go to school, go to college, do well in college, and try to make it into the NFL. That's pretty much most of the kids want. That's their dream to do that. And some of them, just like you said, some of them not gonna be able to do it because they don't have the right support system in their hood to do it. So kudos to
Listen, bro.
I
don't mean to cut you off, but that's the American dream, right?
Right. There you go. That's the American dream for pretty much every kid on this
whichever
on this.
person, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, it's funny because I saw a study done once. They did it on they did it in a YouTube video. It was like an experiment they did, right? And so they had a starting line and they had a finish line like, let's say 100 yards, a football field away or whatever, and lined up a bunch of kids. And the way that they did this experiment is like they lined them up based on where they start in life, based on like how they are grown, like the advantages that they have. So you have some kids that are already starting like halfway done, you know what I mean? And like they did it and they staggered the kids. And then you had some kids that are starting like way back behind the starting line, you know what I mean? And so it's like Teddy Bridgewater is kind of being that guy to take some of these kids that are way back and give them a little boost and get them a little bit closer to that starting line. But it was funny because if you go back and you watch it, I'll have to find that video. It was from a long time ago. If you go back and watch it, some of those kids that actually started behind won the race. You know what I mean? Because they had so much determination. It's like these kids up in the front, like they like,
fast.
you know what I mean? So it was a good experiment and like to realize like that's how a lot of these kids are. So it's like take away like to bash somebody that's trying to help give these kids a little bit of a boost to put them on the same level as the rest of these kids out here, man. It's like, yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah, it don't make no sense because you know everybody don't grow up with it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't knock somebody that has it. You know what I'm saying? But people that don't have it just looking for opportunity. And if somebody's willing to give them opportunity, trust me, some people ain't trying to mess the opportunity up.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I bet you if you go and ask every one of those kids, none of those kids are going to be mad or upset and be like, no, like this was just embarrassing and things like that. And like they're mostly probably very appreciative.
Listen, I could speak on that. The only reason I could speak on that because my coach was from Pittsburgh. And the school I was going to, I didn't have no ride up there. He used to make sure to come and pick me up. Make sure I ate.
Right. There you go. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, so, you know.
The other one could still be hot enough, shouldn't it?
Well, so hopefully we do some, you know what I'm saying, a little dolphin party when you're saying the off season or something. Both of them, but warm the corn up first.
Well,
For sure, because I don't have my season tickets this year. I'm getting a turn, so I'll be home from one of the games.
Hey, some watch party or something. Get the YouTube going, man, because you guys drop. You know, some people be dropping contents that don't make sense. You know, I'm speaking. You know, I already know Cat in the Hat, and speaking to you, I know that all the talk is on point. You know what I'm saying? It's just nothing fabricated.
right. Well, see, with me, I'm gonna be straight and Cat. I'm sure Cat knows it too. I'm still right now. It's like I'm trying to catch up with an old friend, which is the game of football. So I had, you know, like I said, because I retired just a little while ago. I missed out. I'm not gonna lie, I missed out on a lot of football. So I'm catching up, and we're having, and that's why I jumped from podcast to podcast. And really, I'm gonna tell you, the truth, I support all the podcasts because when I was a kid, man, it was no such thing, no podcast. If you wanted to learn about your team or the NFL, you had to watch the news or wait till you get your newspaper and look in the sports section. So to be on YouTube and see all these podcasts and what have you know, is to me is uplifting because now the young generation have access to their favorite teams or the NFL or your favorite or your colleges and your high schools and you know all that. They have access to all that, and that to me is positive and encouraging for these kids. But getting back to myself, I mean, I'm still learning, and to me, I have a long ways to go, and what have you. But because of people like Cat, because of people like yourself, man, I can learn from anybody. And just like you say, we got some podcasts out there that are so, and then you got some that are pretty good. And the good thing is that the podcast, each podcast that I've subscribed to are different. You know, everybody has their own opinion, and so you can learn something from each one of these podcasts.
Facts. And from what you're saying, you're catching up. It's a perfect way to catch up too, man. Because the sports always evolve, so it never stands still.
And that's a good part. That's a good point right there. It evolves. It just like I said, I can remember the eras of quarterbacks and whatever has, I can see how that's changed to today, and whatever. And just like I said, it's all, and most of it is because you can get on the internet and find out, or if you or you go to the games if you can. And whatever. With me, I'm, because I'm a little disabled, my way of doing it is I got a nice big screen TV, and I'm happy with that. I park myself right in front of that big screen TV. I print out the roster of whatever game I'm going to watch, and go from there.
Listen. I'd rather watch the game at the house too, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd rather watch it at the house so I can analyze it better. I don't like people around and stuff. You know what I'm saying? When I watch the game, I like to analyze it myself because I watch it different from how other people watch it.
Right. And see, if especially if you played it yourself, or you coached it, or like I said, you watched it for a long time to the point where you got it locked down. Just like I said, everybody, you look at it different from it way everybody else does, and nobody really looks at um sports pretty much the same way, because we are all different people. We're just different people. We see the world, and we see things differently. So when it comes down to sports, we may have some similarities with some of the things we say, and then we may disagree with some of the things that we say. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to enjoying sports, and our team, that's what's to me, that's what's important. You can disagree agreeably.
That's 100% true.
Yeah. But like with me, I just love football. Period.
I'm a big sport guy too, man. Sports overall. I'm saying.
Nothing wrong with that. Dude, like I said, if the Dolphins season come to an end, hey man, I jump and watch some other NFL teams play, because I just love football.
We're talking to you though. I'm about to go put my phone and try to get these kids ready. But,
all right, brother. It was nice talking to you too. Look like cat about finished with the grill over there.
Yeah, I'm just like letting it stall right now, reheating some stuff that was like slightly cooked earlier. Wife gets off here probably in the next hour or so, and everybody should be rolling around to start eating up on this food.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, because I'm just get ready to head to the kitchen myself and pick me a little something. I don't like to eat too late.
Yeah, we usually eat late unless I'm cooking on the grill. That's the only time we ever actually eat, like around what you would call dinner time. Other than that, we're typically eating somewhere between 7 to 9 o'clock. But that's just because that's when we get off work, and it's when dinner is, stuff like that. I do want to point out, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all like what y'all been hearing, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, we're 6 subscribers away from giving Mike Gesicki autographed photo to one of you lucky viewers. Also, check out our Discord. That's how you can get up here. You can talk with the boys, have conversations with us, speak your mind. It's also where you want to be plugged in if you want to win any of the giveaways, so we can get a hold of you, get your details, and get it sent out to you. It's also a good place to be. 24/7 access to the AFC East Boys community. A bunch of NFL-minded folks just like yourself. Pretty respectful. Nobody's been disrespectful so far. We'll definitely keep a moderation on that as the community grows for sure. But yeah, and then also head over to my boy's channel, Champ Ali Saint Ali. That's Saint with an ST. If you could find his link in the chat, he commented in the chat, or I'll share the link later in my description. You can come back and you can click on the description and hit the link. But go check him out. He does a lot of basketball, but he does talk football sometimes. I'm sure he had fun today. He'll probably be joining us more often, so go check him out as well.
Yeah, it was nice chatting with him. Yeah, it was nice. But listen, man, you go ahead and do your thing with your family. I'm just jump off here and see if I can rustle me up something to eat and then.
No.
Oh, that's right. It's a
No.
UFL game coming on, so I better hurry up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right, man. You have a great day, Mr. Paul. Appreciate you coming up and talking with us as always. You know, you're always welcome.
I
And
appreciate
have a
that.
wonderful
Thanks.
Memorial Day, man.
Okay, you too, and appreciate that. You have me up here, and I enjoy your friend and your family. So listen, take care now.
Hey,
All right.
fins up, baby. That was Mr. Paul, man. He's a wonderful dude, man. Supports all the small YouTubers out here. Um, gets out there. Pretty cool dude. Pretty cool dude. So let me hear y'all's thoughts in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. What y'all got going on for Memorial Day? What y'all got cooking up? What plans you guys got? How's OTA's been looking for you? Where you from? Like what team you repping?
Or if you have pigs, you can put them all your different ways.
We do, right there.
Yeah, I think my phone is probably pretty dead right now too, to be honest. I don't know.
Especially when there's a bag, you guys.
Nah, I'm at 34%, I guess. It's just rolling. It's just a rolling. It's so hot out here. The sun's starting to come over here on this side. I've already had to move the camera once. This moves down. It's good. But I do like what we've done at the Miami Dolphins with the Miami Dolphins. We definitely got a lot to look forward to. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers got a lot to look forward to this year. As you can see my dad over there in his Roethlisberger jersey. A boom boom. Can y'all actually see the ribos? Don't think y'all can actually see it. Calm down, man. Calm down there, old man. I think we should be going down. Oh, dude. What are you doing, you old fuck? Yeah, me too. I was relaxing real good not long ago. I flipped my canoe over, right, and filled that bitch with water. Yep. How long the water stay cold for? That long. I didn't think so. It felt good though. I bet. I got in there, I laid the fuck in there. It was a little chilly at first. Then it was like, and how it's only like a little over maybe a foot deep, maybe just a foot. I don't know. But it's got a deep end, which is the point of the boat. The back end of the boat's higher, I guess, so it's not as deep as that end. But it's perfect that because I can lay there with my head on the headrest, stretch my legs out under the bar in front of me. And fucking, it's relaxing. Damien just got out too. He said, I don't want to do it. Then he got in there. He laid in there for about fucking 20 minutes or better. Toasty. We're having. So what y'all want to talk about, chat? Y'all got any questions about any specific players, any teams? Like I said, I do homework on everything. So I'm like an encyclopedia. I got all kinds of takes up in this brain, up in this noggin. I just need the right questions asked to bring it out of me, right? We talk about the Buffalo Bills. We can talk about the New England Patriots, Chargers, Bucks, Steelers, Ravens, Browns, Rams. Let's talk about the Rams, right? Let's stop there. And let's talk about the Rams and reigning MVP Matthew Stafford gets a deal signed, $55 million for this year. Could make another $50 million if he wants to come back next year. But of course, going to see how it rolls through this year first, right? They definitely are clear favorite for the Super Bowl. What was that meat wrap, Rob? Prosciutto. So you're looking at him coming off of a MVP caliber season. They keep all of the pieces on offense. You're still going to have Devontae Adams. You're still going to have Puka Nacua over there. Their tight end room was really emerging as a good, solid pass-catching tight end room. Kyron Williams was running it really well. What's up, bud? It's not going to take that long, bud. Why don't you just go turn something on TV for right now, and then I'll be in shortly after you eat to hook you up with the PS5. Can you just watch something on TV until it cools down? Oh, I'll be right back. What is that, asparagus? Yeah. Asparagus with what on it? Prosciutto. Actually, tell them what it is.
Asparagus wrapped in prosciutto. It's actually pretty good. I don't like asparagus.
She ate a chunk of it. The bed produced the part of the meat part.
You can't taste the asparagus.
No, but asparagus is good for you. And that was cooked on Christmas grill. All I cooked on my grill was chicken and what do you call it? Corn on the cob. We peeled the husk back, pulled all the hair off it, put the husk back in it, stuck it in a bucket of water and let it soak for a while. Then we threw that bitch on a smoker. Well, I ain't never smoked corn before, but I figured, well, why not? Fuck it. Throw it in there. You know, it's not really smoking because it's heat and everything. I'm like, well, fuck, we got this. Tastes pretty good. I ate 2 pieces. I got 1 piece more I can eat. So yeah, so we look at the Rams. They definitely are in a position to repeat what they did last year. You look at the Seattle Seahawks, and you can argue that they still have Sam Darnold and JSN, but they got rid of Kenneth Walker, and that's on the offensive side. Clint Kubiak is no longer there as well, so this offense is going to be running under a new offensive coordinator. So we don't necessarily know if this offense is going to be as explosive as it was last year with JSN. And the running back game, like they did go out and they drafted Jadarian Price late in the first round, right? That's what they did for that first round pick. They grabbed Jadarian Price, but he was a backup running back in college to Jeremiah Love. So the plan is to roll with Charbonnet, and I don't think Charbonnet is the guy. I think they made the mistake getting rid of Kenneth Walker and not like making it work with him. Kenneth Walker was definitely bread and butter when it came to the Seattle run game. So I think Seattle takes a step back there. So the Rams don't have to worry about fighting them for the division this year, but I do believe that Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers can be a team that they got to watch out for. I think those are going to be the two teams fighting for that division. We're going to have San Francisco and the Rams fighting for that division, especially if Brock Purdy can stay healthy and give you a whole year of production. That addition with Mike Evans in that offense, like Mike Evans, yes, he got that injury last year, kind of messed things up, but Mike Evans has been one of the most consistent and reliable wide receivers this league has seen over the last decade. 8 1,000-yard seasons consecutive, so that's a good addition for San Francisco. The key there is their reliability, right? Like every year they're dealing with a lot of injuries over there. So if San Francisco can stay healthy, they have a good chance to make a run for that division and give the Rams a run for their money. But if they don't stay healthy, the Rams run away with that division. It's not even close. Not even close. And Matthew Stafford has another MVP year on his way to the Super Bowl, hosting the Super Bowl in his hometown at SoFi Stadium. And that's why I said, too, like, I would not be surprised, right? I would not be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me not one bit if it was a Chargers-Rams Super Bowl, right? Because both Chargers and Rams home stadium, SoFi Stadium. Imagine just having two fun teams right in the Super Bowl. Like the stories, I know who you are. The narratives, the money, beating the balls around and getting them to the phone. Don't be surprised that that's who we get. And if that is who we get, we really got to talk about maybe there is some scripted things going on here. How are you gonna do asparagus? Yuck. Yeah, I don't really like asparagus either, but other people like it. Watch your mouth. Asparagus is good. Watch your mouth. I don't know where your flip flops are. Do you? Huh? You know where your flip flops are? No. Look? I know they're somewhere around the bed. Flippity floppies. All right. Oh, so you go relax now. Yeah. Don't worry about my sandals. Well, the chicken's in there. Rib, I can pull that off anytime. I can pull them off anytime. They're done. They just kind of chilling right now. Trying to keep them hot and warm for when everybody gets home. Us got a whole nother hour. Got a whole nother hour for that. What time is it? Oh, it is almost 4 o'clock. It is almost 4 o'clock on that. And then the drop top, cooking up some ribs, some chicken, cooking up hot eggs in the kitchen. Yeah. Bangity bang bang. Well, that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm gonna show you the rib for yeah, that is not all that is. Those rats. Oh yeah, some Southern Carolina sauce on there. Nice and charred on the edges. All them babies are gonna be Man, it's so good. So good. Tender too. They're probably gonna fall apart when I cut them off the bone. If I even need to cut them off the bone, you can probably just like pull that bone right out of it. But yeah, it's been fun, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, help by supporting the channel. There's many ways that you can support the channel. You can support the channel for free by easily liking, commenting, sharing. Spread the word. Word of mouth is the best way to support the channel. If you want to support the channel in other ways, you can head over to the profile page. Check out the links we got. We got a Macari link. You can go check that out. He's got deals starting tomorrow, 15% off. So make sure you go check that out. It's a great place to find NFL gear, anime stuff, like all kinds of special, rare finds that you don't typically find at your normal Walmarts and Targets. Yes, you can get it off Amazon, sure. Most likely you could probably find it on Amazon. But Jeff Bezos don't need no more money. Go ahead and help use it and support the AFC East boys that way. And also, there's PayPal link there if you want to help support the channel. All of it will go back into the channel anyways. But yeah, I mean, the biggest way, man, like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We put out all kinds of good content. I like to keep you updated on a lot of things. We do have some shows planned for the future. I think Charlie wants to get back to our comic book roots. So I think we're gonna have some shows planned for maybe a Sunday night to where maybe we break some card packs, football, Pokemon, other stuff, who knows. Maybe run through some comic books, some old comic books that he's got, kind of talk about them a little bit, things like that. Just kind of like bullshit. It won't be anything specific. We're kind of just gonna be having fun. Because we like to have fun. We're a bunch of grown kids. Yeah, we are. We're grown kids with kids. And the best way to keep your childhood going is to have fun. So lots of stuff planned. Obviously, you heard us talking earlier. We'll probably be having some watch parties during the season, during these Dolphin games. So you definitely want to make sure you have that subscribe button smashed and that notification bell turned on. But until next time, it's your boy Cat in a Hat. Fins up. Peace out. That's starting to go back in the house.